Geez, I wonder what's Oda's new favourite reaction face to draw. And I wonder how long until we get to see Robin doing that face. I mean, Oda's been pretty liberal with his Robin face pulling in recent years. Hello, humans of the world. I'm Dawn of the World. Welcome aboard. This chapter review is a day late. Thank you all for your patience. Please understand I'm currently in the crunch time for my studies and it just won't end. It's involved being in various different really interesting locations, 12-hour plus days on set, filming, planning, pre-production, it's all there. It's an incredibly rewarding experience, but also my makeup is 20 hours old. My nails are hot trash. If I didn't bother with a wig last week, I'm certainly not bothering this week. We are a mess. But you know who's also a mess? Kaido. Chapter 1045 of One Piece has dropped, and this was such a fun chapter filled with thrills, spills, and all kinds of wacky shenanigans. Kaido put on some weight, Luffy also put on some weight. We really got larger than life this chapter, more so than usual. This chapter dealt with the immediate fallout from last chapter, continuing to show us the more amped up battle between this godlike Luffy and this skipping rope-like Kaido. I also kept thinking that Momonosuke was Kaido. Like, I thought these two panels here were just Kaido noticing that Yamato was there and getting embarrassed in front of his kid for being in this compromising position, when it was really just Yamato and Momo looking on at the wacky hijinks that were unfolding. Anyway, Kaido is really giving us some One Piece theorist vibes through his deliberating over Luffy's supposedly paramecia fruit, more closely resembling a Zoan fruit. And then, having witnessed all the weird and wonderful things that Luffy can do and all the shapes he can make, thinks that it's a good idea to once again try his hand at consuming Luffy. Dude, I don't know how to tell you this, but that has never worked. But also like, my opponent has taken on this strange new form, which is a lot stronger than his other ones. In this new form, he can move and expand and contort in even more ways than his other forms. I'm gonna try swallowing him again. It didn't work the several other times when he was much weaker, but I've got a good feeling about this time. You need to be careful what you put in your mouth, Kaido. Didn't Big Mom ever teach you that? Lillian's a bad example, isn't she? You're looking like stonks out here. This really served as another blast from the past, however, with Kaido taking on the role of Nola, that poor snake from the Skypiea arc who had to endure Luffy that time. The question now is, does Kaido, like Nola, have a trove of treasure stashed somewhere within him? The answer is yes. Yes, he does. It's his heart. I don't know why I said that. Also, can I speak on behalf of everyone except for maybe a particularly niche group of people who deserve to be shamed when I say that I'm glad that Kaido only ever bites Luffy when he's in his dragon form, because if he bit him in any other form, it'd be a bit strange, wouldn't it? And Luffy's just really vibing out here this chapter. Look at this blatant lack of. My man is teasing a Yonko like it's his home brewing side hobby. And a really quick question for you guys. What comic does Kaido read? Go. And why is it a Twilight graphic novel from 2010? No, for real, actually, it's well within the realms of possibility that Kaido reads the Germa comic strip every week with his Sunday paper. Anyway, I don't know if it's still too soon to say, but I feel like with this chapter, or rather the ending thereof, Kaido has stepped into the beginnings of his defeat. Though you could say metaphorically, his defeat began way back, but I'm talking about the actual, tangible beginnings of his defeat. Because Kaido's words don't exactly match his thoughts. In his brain thoughts, he's monologuing about how he's never seen anyone fight with the freedom and versatility that Luffy is currently exhibiting. And this is Kaido, a man who has thrown hands with the likes of Shanks, of Garp, of Goldie Roger himself. Though Kaido was just 19 at the time of the latter two, but that's the age that Luffy is right now. Luffy's been 19 for nearly 12 years. However, his voice words say there is no one in this world capable of taking me down, which when juxtaposed with his internal monologue come across a bit like denial, which is a kind of trend we've seen in a number of Luffy's opponents in the past when they've been defeated. So maybe soon this Kaido is going to be Kai done. I saw this in a comment comment a number of weeks ago, so thanks guys. This chapter also made me think about a particular upcoming arc in the series, that being the Elbaf arc. You know, that one arc we haven't had yet, but I won't shut up about. There were two main things that threw me further into anticipation mode. One of them was Kaido's attack 3 world context, Ragnarok. Well, it's clever because it's kind of a few different things. For one thing, Naraku is not only the villain from Inuyasha, but is also a Buddhist version of hell, I believe. But also the word Ragnaraku is of course Ragnarok, which is an excellent film by Taika Waititi. But it is also of course the Armageddon / apocalypse / end of the world of sorts in Viking times. And with One Piece, a story that in part was inspired by a show about Vikings, Vikings are quite synonymous with Elbafian giants, which brings me to the second reason. Luffy became a giant this chapter, and giants are known for living in Elbaf and other nondescript places apparently. And now that Luffy can go giant, he can blend in near seamlessly with the civilians of Elbaf, and Robin can too for that matter. I've actually for years wanted to see a 50-foot Robin trying to blend in with the Elbafian civilians. Like, how do you do, fellow giants? And now Luffy can be by her side as well. And maybe Monster Chopper and Giant Mirage Tempo Nami and General Frankie as well, but that might be getting a bit excessive. I'm pretty certain that Ragnarok is going to be a thing in the future of One Piece. It's going to be talked about in Elbaf, and it's most likely going to be tied to the dawn of the world, the finding of the One Piece, the destruction of Fishman Island, or Blue. It's likely all kind of one in the same, or at least mixed together well enough to be not a sandwich, but more of a salad kind of situation. And not only that, it has also been confirmed that Kaido and Yamato, that the Oni race, are not from Wano. I think that they are from the country that includes Elbaf. I go into it a bit in this video here. Essentially, Elbaf seems as though it's going to incorporate some kind of giant tree like Yggdrasil, the world tree from Norse mythology. In this case, I think that the Oni race inhabited not Elbaf aka Midgard, but one of the other 8 realms out there in the tree, and that they're linked to the ancient giants who are also from there. I also think that the country of ice in which Oars from Thriller Bark perished was one of these realms, but I digress. I go into more detail in that video that I mentioned, and I'm thinking I should really make another Elbaf video, or rather several Elbaf videos, because I have so many thoughts and I am hyped. Anyway, as larger than life and all-powerful as Luffy's awakening is, it's unsurprising that there are going to be some harsh repercussions, especially considering the repercussions he experiences from his lower tier gears, and the fact that even Chopper experiences repercussions from his Zoan awakening. As we see in these panels depicting Luffy's transition into a prune, there are going to be massive ramifications for Gear 5 / awakening. For all we know, he could be off joining Zoro in the Land of the Dead, which mind you is one of the 9 realms of Yggdrasil, so one way or another, options, whether or not exploited, are there. I literally have so many video ideas, some I touched upon in this video, and one day in the near future, I will have time to make them all. So stick around, I will be back, that is a threat. I'm Dawn of the World, and I will see you next time. I'm going to bed, team.